Hello there kids, today you're going to continue answering your worksheet, no? Pages, not pages, pero number 6 to 12, okay? So, in this video, I'm going to guide you on how to do this advanced area and perimeter, pero in this case, halos perimeter na lang po yung naiwan. So, I hope you are basically learning, especially nung Tuesday, on how to solve for the area and perimeter of a square and a rectangle, yung advanced method. Okay, not the one that you are used to, yung may mga square units. Okay, so in this case, number 6, the rectangle's length is twice as long as the square's side. If the square has a side of 6 centimeters, what is the area and perimeter of the figure? Actually, sinabi ko what is the area and perimeter of the figure, pero perimeter lang hinihingi ko. So anyway, for this case, no, you just answer the perimeter alone. Okay? So anyway, tanggalin natin yan. So what is the perimeter of the figure below? So anyway, if the square has a side of 6 centimeters, so ito yung square, and its side is equivalent to 6 centimeters daw. Okay? And it says here that the rectangle's length, if you were paying attention last time, you should know that this side is the rectangle's length, while this side is the rectangle's width. So if you notice, no, obviously, since the side of the square is 6 centimeters, so the width of the rectangle is also 6 centimeters. Okay, if you notice this part, sorry about this, actually alignment lang po yan dyan sa Word document. Okay, so anyway, dapat level yan siya. It should be level. So anyway, going back, it says there that the rectangle's length is twice as long. Meaning, if this represents 1 unit, the rectangle's length should represent 2 units, in which each unit should be equivalent to 6 centimeters. So, since 6 and 6 kada isang unit, this means that the total length of the total distance, no, yung ito the length of the rectangle is equivalent to 12. Okay, so with the given data, I'm quite sure that you'll be able to solve for the perimeter of the figure below. By the way, just to let you know pala, no, when we are doing combined figures, again, by definition, that the perimeter refers to the measurement around the figure. Okay, so dapat around the figure siya. Which means if you're going to start counting here, at this point, it should be all the way around. I'll change color muna. It should be all the way around the figure. Yung counting ninyo. Which means, at this point, you should not include this side because this side is inside the figure. Kasi nga, by definition, the perimeter should be around the figure. Okay, which means by counting or adding up everything, you don't need to include this part. Okay, anything that is inside the figure, wag nyo include. Only around the figure. Okay? So, next number na tayo. This is actually the same. Pinalitan ko lang yung, again, what is the perimeter of the figure below. Okay. Ito naman ngayon, it's quite the opposite of what was given earlier, no? So number 6 kasi ang given natin is ang the side of the square. In this case, what's given is the rectangle's length, if you can notice here. The rectangle's length is twice as long the square side. So parehas lang yun sa situation kanina, which means if this is equivalent to 1 unit, there are 2 units for the rectangle's length. Which means if the entire point to point is equivalent to 14 centimeters, ilang centimeters siguro to kada isa? Okay? Technically, what we did here is that we are going to divide, no? What you're going to do here is you're going to divide 14 by 2. Bakit 2? Why 2? Because this unit here, at this point, from this point to this point, it says that there are 2 units of this one. 1, 2, which is equivalent to this unit here, yung sa side nga ng square. Okay. So 14 divided by 2, if you know your multiplication table, you should know the opposite of multiplication is division. So 14 divided by 2, if you have not memorized this, you can also ask yourself is, what are you going to multiply with 2? That will give you 14. And in this case, it's 7. So which means this one unit here is equivalent to 7, and this other unit here is equivalent to 7. And since this unit, each unit is equivalent to one side of the square, which means that each side of the square is also equivalent to 7. And of course, this other opposite side of the figure is also 7. Okay, so with the given details ngayon, you'll be able to solve for the perimeter of the figure. And by the way, again, just to note that, you are not supposed to include this side. Okay, so number 8. Ngayon naman, we have changed our term from twice, now it's thrice. Thrice basically refers to 3 times. Okay? The rectangle's length is thrice as long as the square side. So parang same lang din to sa number 7 kanina. No, it's the same as 7. The rectangle's length is thrice as long as the square side. If the rectangle's length, so rectangle's length from this point to this point is equivalent to 24 centimeters. Okay, so kung 24 centimeters na yan, what is the area and perimeter of the figure? Again, may area and perimeter na naman. No area, only perimeter of the figure below. So, kanina sinabi twice, no? Ngayon is thrice, meaning there should be equivalent to 3 units. Ngayon, dito, we have 1, 2, 3. So, we have 1, 2, 3 units dito that share the total of 24 centimeters. Kasi thrice as long as the square nga. So, the same thing what we did there. All you need to do now is to take 24, which is the total length, divide it by the number of units shared, which is in this case is 3. So then again, if you don't know how to divide, all you need to do is just to recall your multiplication table. 3 multiplied to what number will give you 24. And if you have memorized your multiplication table, you should know by now that the answer here is 8. Which means each unit here is equivalent to 8. 1, 2, 3. So 8 yan sila, 8, 8, and 8. And you should also know that each unit, this unit here is actually equivalent to the side of the square. So which means kada isang side ng square ngayon is also equivalent to 8. So from there, with all this given information right now, you'll be able to solve for the perimeter of the figure. Number 9. Actually, ito medyo madali, no? 2 similar rectangles can be seen below. The length of one rectangle is 17 centimeters and the width is 5 centimeters. What is the perimeter of the figure below? So in this case, this is your clue. 2 similar. When you say similar, meaning that they're the same. Which means if this is equivalent to 8, this and this should be equivalent to 8 as well. If this is equivalent to 5, which means this side is equivalent to 5. This side is also equivalent to 5. But take note, you should also consider this part here. That this part here, from this point to this point, is also equivalent to 5. To add everything up, what you need to do is to just basically, yan lang, i-add nyo lang from this point to this point. The only problem that you're going to encounter here, not actually a problem, but something for you to think of, is how long this side is. Okay? May clue tayo dyan. From this point to this point, opposite sides are equal of a rectangle. So if this is 8, this should also be equivalent to 8 centimeters. But, remember, since you are doing measurement around, no, change color tayo. If you're going to start here, the measurement should only include this point. Okay? So which means it is important for you to get the data here. Yang data na to. How long is this point? Yan. So that you'll be able to add it up to the total, the measurement around the figure. Okay, so think. Okay, number 10. 4 similar squares can be seen below. If the side of one square is 8 centimeter long, what is the perimeter of the figure? This is actually very easy kasi you already know that each side is equivalent to 8. So all you need to do is just to present 8 in all sides. And then again, remember, all sides kayo na bahala diyan. So which means, again, perimeter is the measurement around. You should not be including this measurement. Okay? Number 11, a rectangle and 2 similar squares can be seen below. The rectangle's length is 12 centimeters long. The rectangle's width is as long as the square's side. Okay. So, tingnan natin. It says here that the length of the rectangle is 12. Andyan na, given na yan. It also says there that the rectangle's width is as long as the square side. So, ibig sabihin, the measurement of this one is the same as this one. They are the same. And since they are the same, as you can see that these two share the same unit of 10 centimeters. Does that mean that each unit is equivalent to 10? No. It's the same as the examples earlier. That since this entire unit here, yung side, no? This entire unit here is shared by 10, and we have a total of 2 units dyan. Meron tayong 2 units, which is ito at saka ito. So we now have 2 units. So all you need to do now is to divide 10 by 2 to get the total measurement there. Then again, if you don't know how to do this, just do the opposite of division. That will give you 10. And by simply memorizing the multiplication facts, you should know that 2 times 5 is equivalent to 10, which means each side is equivalent to 10. And also, the width of the rectangle is also equivalent to 10. Ang question nyo na lang ngayon is, gaano kahaba to? This line over here. So that you'll be able to add it up sa total ninyo. This is quite the same as number 10 kanina. Knowing that the total distance from this point to this point is equivalent to 12. Okay, alam nyo na 12 yan. And this is equivalent to... Bakit 10 ang sinulat ko? Sorry. Why did I write 10? My bad. Nag-divide na nga, di ba? Sorry. My bad. Each side should be equivalent to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So you should know that this is also equivalent to 5 and this is also equivalent to 5. So what could be the measurement of this part over here? Okay, sorry for that confusion ha. I apologize. Okay. So try to figure out. Same lang din talaga to sa number, hindi para sa number 10, but sa number 9. Sorry, sa number 9. So paano kaya to? Okay? And for the last number, 12. 3 similar rectangles can be seen below, forming a bigger rectangle. With the given data below, what is the perimeter of the figure? Okay, this is basically very easy. Kasi given na lahat eh. You know that this is 20. Opposite side of it is also 20. So 20 to. 11. Each side is equivalent, width is equivalent to 11. So all the data are already there. So you already know what to do. Again, you're not supposed to include this in the measurement. Okay? So that is it for today.